Well, it's Tuesday, May 11th, and welcome to the reading of the Mansfield News Journal. My name is Pam, and there are no area deaths listed in today's online edition, so I guess we'll begin with our first article. Police Dealing with Low Number of Officers by Mark Cottle. City Police Chief Keith Porch calls staffing levels concerning. Once we take one step forward, we take 8 steps back, he said. Porch addressed his colleagues at a meeting of the Richland County Community Corrections Board on Thursday. The Mansfield Police Department is budgeted to have 87 officers, Porch said. With 4 retirements looming, the department will be down to 72 by early June. Police could lose another officer to disability retirement. Because of the paucity of police, Porch is pulling 1 officer from the Metric Enforcement Unit and 1 from community policing, as well as the school resource officer to the patrol unit. Once I started pulling from these bureaus, I got letters about retiring, Porch said. Department has 16 vacancies. Police hired 4 officers using grant money, and Porch said after the meeting he plans to hire another officer in the next 3 or 4 weeks. We will have 16 vacancies, Porch said. In the latest civil service test, 48 candidates signed up and 44 took the test. 5 failed. My intent is to have 10 of those people selected and sent to the academy in August, Porch said. Mansfield Police normally sends new officers to the Ohio Highway Patrol Academy in Columbus, but that's shut down because of COVID-19 restrictions. The OHP Academy is free because of funding through the casino tax. New officers will go to North Central State College, which is offering a full-time academy for the first time, Porch said. The cost per officer, though, is $7,500, he added. Officers numbered in the 90s before recession in 2008. The chief said he believes staffing has been an issue since the recession in 2008, when Mansfield's police officers numbered in the mid-90s. We have not restored services, in my opinion, since 2008, Porch said. The chief noted when he was hired, he was the 101st member of the department. One of those officers who is retiring is Assistant Chief Joe Patricki. Joe has been a huge supporter in that role, Porch said. I'm only as successful as the people around me. It probably wasn't an easy decision, but when it's time to go, it's time to go. ShotSpotters has detected 111 shots fired since March 13th. Porch also gave an update on ShotSpotter, a gunshot detection system that works by installing sensors, or rather microphones, on buildings and light poles. When the sensors pick up something that sounds like gunfire, a location is established based on the amount of time it takes for the sound to travel to each sensor. Mansfield kicked off the 1-year program on March 13th. Since then, ShotSpotter has detected 111 shots fired. Porch also credited it for saving a life when police were able to find a gunshot victim who was bleeding profusely and applied a tourniquet. Staffing shortages elsewhere. Staffing was an issue with several of the officials at the Community Corrections Board meeting. Jail staffing is really bad, Sheriff Captain Chris Blunk said. The jail administrator said his staff is down 14 correction officers. That has increased since the beginning of the year, Blunk said. Blunk said the jail is still observing COVID-19 restrictions, including quarantining new inmates for 14 days before they're placed into the general population. Like Porch, Sheriff Steve Sheldon is losing his right-hand man when Major Joe Massey retires early next month. He's done a phenomenal, great job, the sheriff said. I'm going to miss him like crazy. Sheldon said he will not replace Massey, instead dividing the duties among himself and 3 captains. I keep saying I hope Joe comes back, Sheldon says. Martin Jones, victim advocate for the prosecutor, Gary Bishop, said that office is down 2 criminal assistant attorneys. In other developments, in non-staffing issues, Joe Trollian, executive director of the Richland County Mental Health and Recovery Services Board, said there will be someone on call to help with behavioral health issues at the jail as of July 1. Further, Catalyst Life Services and Family Life Counseling will open behavioral health urgent care units on August the 2nd. Somebody can walk in for services, Trollian said. They can get a diagnostic assessment, Trollian said. People in crisis won't necessarily have to wait until their next appointment with a doctor. If it works, hopefully we can integrate with other agencies, he added. In his update, County Commissioner Darrell Banks noted the Common Pleas judges have asked for extra space. To accommodate the request, the Clerk of Court's office on the second floor will be converted to an extra courtroom. The clerks will move to L1. Banks said it will cost $775,000 to remove bars from the old jail, which used to be housed in the lower levels. In one more bit of retirement news, Common Pleas Judge Phil Namath recognized Judy Conves, calling her the backbone of the probation department. She is stepping down in July. Ohio Health earns A grade for Mansfield Marion hospitals. Residents of Mansfield and Marion can rest assured their hospitals are some of the safest in the state. Both Ohio Health facilities received a grade A this week when the spring 2021 hospital ratings were released by Leapfrog, a nonprofit that analyzes the healthcare industry. Ohio Health Mansfield Hospital and Ohio Health Marion General Hospital were among 7 Ohio Health hospitals to earn the high grade, the only hospital rating system focused exclusively on safety, according to a news release prepared by Christina Thompson, a spokesperson for the health system. Keeping a laser focus on patients and their safety. An A safety grade is an elite designation that your community should be proud of, says Leah Binder, President and CEO of the Leapfrog Group. The past year has been extraordinarily difficult for hospitals, but these Ohio Health hospitals show us it is possible to keep a laser focus on patients and their safety, no matter what it takes. In addition to Mansfield and Marion hospitals, Ohio Health hospitals with an A grade include Ohio Health Berger Hospital in Circleville, Ohio Health Dublin Methodist Hospital, Ohio Health Grady Memorial Hospital in Delaware, Ohio Health Oblenis Hospital in Athens, and Ohio Health Riverside Methodist Hospital in Columbus. Because of their critical access hospital designation, Ohio Health Hardin Memorial Hospital and Ohio Health Shelby Hospital are not evaluated. Their sample size isn't large enough to be considered, Thompson explained. Their designation is to help rural communities. Shelby and Hardin hospitals are eligible for other recognitions that Thompson said would be released later in the year. Graded on 27 safety measures. More than 2,700 hospitals were graded by the DC-based Leapfrog organization on 27 publicly available safety measures, including medication errors, infection rate, maternity care, critical care, complex adult surgery, and elective outpatient surgery. Our associates and physicians have courageously led through COVID-19 pandemic in the communities we serve, and this rating validates our hard work and commitment to safety in our community, said Gavin Baumgardner, DO, Vice President of Medical Affairs at Ohio Health Mansfield Hospital. Twice a year in the spring and the fall, the Leapfrog Group assigns letter grades A through F based on a commitment to patient safety and a reduction of avoidable harm. Helping consumers protect themselves and their family members from errors, injuries, accidents, and infections is an important part of the grade. I'm so proud of our teams, added Kurt Gingrich, MD, President of Marion General Hospital. We are continuously working to create an even safer environment for our patients, providers, and associates. We foster an environment that educates and supports our teams in countless safety measures. Marion General Hospital has achieved 18 consecutive A hospital safety grades in a row. And now, Domestic Violence Shelter seeking funding to expand by Al Lawrence. The Richland County Domestic Violence Shelter is looking to nearly double its space to house clients. Commissioners voted Thursday to apply for $286,000 from the Ohio Development Service Agency's Community Development Block Grant CARES Act program to expand its housing for battered and abused individuals and their families and survivors of sexual assault into a second building. Regional Planning Director Jaquita Shetty said during a public hearing that the shelter recently bought a commercial building immediately south of the existing facility that will be used as an annex in order to increase housing capacity by 70%. The grant will be used to install fire suppression equipment, bring restrooms up to federal Americans with Disability Act standards, create more living space, and connect the two buildings. The domestic violence shelter wants to continue to ensure that there is a safe haven and continued support, because if they're not able to accommodate survivors in the shelter here in Richland County, then the closest shelter is 22 miles away. So meeting the needs is a high priority for the county, Shetty said. Ohio has received $20 million from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development that is being distributed to eligible counties through the state's Target of Opportunity program. The OSDA has distributed $3.5 million so far. Shetty said the state's still taking applications and has determined through a pre-application process that the domestic violence shelter project is eligible for funding. Report shows domestic violence deaths were up in 2020. Shetty noted a recent report from the Ohio Domestic Violence Network showed 109 people died from domestic violence for the reporting year that ended June 30th, 2020, which was a 35% increase. She said the trend duplicates what local officials are noticing with an increased need for services, particularly with the COVID lockdown and the lack of outside activities for people suffering from domestic abuse. I think this is very worthwhile and needed in Richland County, said Commissioner Chairman Darrell Banks. Domestic Violence Shelter Executive Director Catherine Ezwa said the agency appreciates the support commissioners, other community partners, and the community in general give to its programs. Shout out to YMCA workers for efforts to save heart attack victims. Commissioners also took time to recognize 2 Mansfield YMCA employees for their efforts to save a member who suffered a heart attack in the Y parking lot last month. Outreach Director Ashley Piper and Aquatics Director Jennifer Jeffrey were presented with proclamations that noted their outstanding judgment, split-second decision-making, and altruism played a role in the health and well-being of another Richland County resident. YMCA President and CEO, let me back up a minute. YMCA President and CEO Kristen Gilbert told the Board of Women were at their jobs in mid-afternoon on April 5th when a woman reported to the staff a man walked out of the building and collapsed face first in the parking lot and was unresponsive. Piper and Jeffrey, who are trained in professional rescue, were first on the scene, used and applied an automated external defibrillator, or an AED, and gave the man CPR after his heart responded. They went through what they were supposed to do, and they did it very well, and were able to revive the gentleman who had no pulse at the time. Gilbert said on behalf of the Y, I'm extremely proud to recognize these ladies who gave a man a life back. We've heard from him and he's doing well. Gilbert said the women's response speaks to their training and the fact that they can respond without being apprehensive at the scene. What makes me so proud for the Y is Jen is the individual teaching 15 and 16-year-old kids who want to be lifeguards the importance of safety and professional rescue. And it's interesting how that's the youngest age we hire, and they're there to save a life, she added. She's teaching them the right way. New radios coming to search and rescue teams. In other business, commissioners appropriated $11,777 from the Capital Projects Fund for the purchase of 15 digital radios for Mansfield-based Ohio Search and Rescue Team to use in its field operations. Last week, OSRT officials asked for 25 radios to replace analog devices that are outdated and are hard to repair, but dropped the figure to 20 after a discussion about cost. Commissioner Tony Vero said he did not see the overall need for 20 at this time and recommended they buy 15. He added the board could consider spending another $5,000 if OSRT needs more later. Although Banks agreed with the lower figure, he also pointed out that the only source of funding that the organization has is fundraising events it holds and any money that the commissioners provide. The Lexington principal is retiring after 22 years by Mark Cottle. This time it's for real. A year ago, Kathy Wittig retired and was rehired by the Lexington Local School Board of Education. She has been the principal at Central Elementary School since 1999. The Board of Education accepted her resignation at its most recent meeting. Wittig's retirement will be effective July 31st. Everybody said when you're ready to go, you'll know. I've been thinking about it for a long time, she said. I think they need somebody younger and more energetic in here. Superintendent Jeremy Sechrist probably would not agree with the longtime administrator. Influencing lives for over 20 years. For over 20 years, Kathy has been influencing the lives of students and staff at Central Elementary. She has an enormous heart and has gone above and beyond too many times to count to ensure that students are taken care of, both in and out of classrooms, he said. I am personally indebted to her as a parent who has had all 4 of his children influenced by her loving kindness. My family, like so many families of the Lexington community, will miss her daily presence. While sitting in her small office, Wittig noted she started attending Central Elementary School in 1969. The Lexington native graduated in 1982. She knew she wanted to pursue a teaching career, earning her bachelor's degree from Ohio University and her master's degree from Ashland University. I love kids, Wittig said. I'm glad I'm leaving while still loving my job and loving kids. Wittig, who resides in Galion, actually began her career as a teacher for Mansfield City Schools. She ended up being principal at Sherman Elementary School. Chance meeting at gas station. She needed another job when she learned her position was being eliminated. Wittig happened to bump into a former teacher at a gas station. Chuck Barr was the superintendent at Winford at the time. Wittig told him how much she appreciated him when he was her history teacher in junior high. Barr told her about an opening for a principal at Winford Junior High School. Wittig held the position for the next 3 years, manning 2 buildings that were 17 miles apart. It kept me hopping, she said. When her father became ill, Wittig looked to come back to Lexington. The district had openings for principal at both Central and Eastern elementary schools. I like littler kids, so I applied here, she said of Central, which houses grades K through 4. Wittig has been there ever since. It has been wonderful, she said. It's not lost on me what an honor and privilege it is to do this. I appreciate that the parents trust me with their children and their education. Wittig admits she has missed teaching. When we're out of subs, I still get to go back into the classroom, she said. She will miss her staff. Getting a gold mine. Whoever becomes principal of this building is getting a gold mine, Wittig said. The teachers are willing to do anything to make the kids successful. The same goes for Wittig. Deb Weisenbarger should know. She's been the building secretary since 2005. Kathy looks out for everybody's best interest, whether it's staff or parent or kids, Weisenbarger said. She wants the best for everybody. As life would have it, Weisenbarger is also retiring at the end of the school year. We work excellence together, the secretary said. She is a great boss. In her retirement, Wittig plans to spend more time with her grandchildren in North Carolina. It's a place in my life where I'm good to go, she said. I feel I'm missing out on some fun. Sechrist said Wittig has earned some fun. Kathy has been the leader and caretaker of that building for over 2 decades, and she will be missed by so many. Kathy will be very hard to replace, he said. We wish her nothing but happiness in the next phase of her life. 33 Forever hosting first ever mental health birthday walk. Mansfield Mental Health nonprofit 33 Forever will hold its first ever 33 Forever Mental Health Birthday Walk in downtown Mansfield on May 22nd. The family-friendly awareness walk and fundraiser will start and finish at Mansfield Richland Carousel Park with a 3.3 kilomile or 2-mile route around the downtown area. The walk will begin at 11:33 a.m. with check-in and registration starting at 10:30 a.m. The inspiration behind 33 Forever, Danny Leedy, was born in May, and May is, of course, Mental Health Awareness Month. So we are excited to bring a new mental health awareness event to the Mansfield area this month, says Donna Heck, 33 Forever president. We hope that this will be a fun family event that will allow folks the chance to get out and enjoy the outdoors together and do something for a good cause. Individuals, families, and groups are encouraged to register and walk together. Fun and entertainment options at the end of the walk in the carousel area will include free carousel rides for walkers and their families, magic, balloons, music, food and drink options, as well as information booths from local mental health organizations. Register early and get a t-shirt. Walkers should register in advance at www.33forever.life to ensure getting event t-shirts, but registration will be available the day of the event as well. Registration for individual walkers is $33 and family units are $66. See the 33 Forever website for more details. 33 Forever is a nonprofit organization founded by the family and friends of Danielle Leedy, a vibrant, strong, professional young woman who lost a long battle to chronic depression in February 2019. It was created to honor Danny's life and her longtime passion to raise awareness, empower, and comfort those struggling with depression, anxiety, self-worth issues, and suicidal thoughts. And now, Arts Center, presenting our 76th annual May Show through June the 6th by Mark Cottle. The Mansfield Arts Center is presenting the 76th annual May Show. The first impression upon walking into the gallery spaces and seeing nearly 400 pieces of artwork lined up along the walls, others carefully arranged on the floor, and even more sitting on pedestals, was both exhilarating and humbling. I realized the task of selecting work from such a diverse collection would not be easy, said Michael Martell, this year's 76th junior for the annual May Show. Ohio artists, 136 of them, submitted 399 pieces of art. Martell selected 178 pieces, represented by 94 artists. Martell's pottery has evolved over 2 decades from traditional to expressive, graceful pieces with contemporary form. He is the owner of Zeber Martell Gallery. Executive Director George Witten said, "The judging was very competitive, almost overwhelming. Due to the huge number of pieces submitted this year, the quality of work is remarkable." Wide range of styles and mediums in the show. The diversity of the show is reflected in the wide range of styles and mediums used to create complex pieces, of which 134 are 2D wall pieces and 44 are 3D pedestal pieces. The Best of Show winner, Tony Sanzalone, is a newcomer to the May Show, but has grown up in the area. He attends Bowling Green State University, majoring in studio art with a focus in drawing and painting. His body of work is large-scale, realistic drawings of figures. Sanzalone loves the large-scale drawings and refers to them as the elephants in the room. And the winners are sponsored by Mechanics Bank. The May Show includes the following award winners. Best of Show, Tony Sanzalone. Mechanics Bank Award of Excellence, Barbara Nail Moron, Ron LePay, Benjamin Johnson, and Kevin Buckland. The Margaret Twitchell Swank Award for Painting, Kevin Oswald. The Witten Studio Award for Ceramics, Tom Radka. Susan B. Smith Award for Fiber, Terry Hartzell. Thomas Jean Zog Award for Watercolor, Jack Hickson. Blick Material Awards for Innovation, Mindy Wilson Duncan, Tim Gorka, and Lucas Hargis. The Sid Yellen Award for Photography, Wilhelmina Marks. Honorable Mentions, Spencer Cunningham, Christine Herman, Mary Hollabaugh, Mary Jo Knock, Cynthia C. Petrie, Robin Schaefer, Peggy Stover, Frank Susi, and Heidi Weller. A huge round of applause is well deserved for the award winners. Exceptional talent, and I salute the many creative Ohio artists who make the annual May Show a very special exhibit for our community, Witten said. The 76th annual May Show runs May 9th to June 6th. Following CDC guidelines for COVID-19, There will not be the usual reception on opening day, and masks are required. The Mansfield Arts Center is located at 700 Marion Avenue. Hours are 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., Tuesday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., Saturday, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., Sunday and Monday closed. I'm confused. The Mansfield Arts Center is located at 700 Marion Avenue. Hours are 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 4 p.m., Saturday and Sunday, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., and Mondays closed. Visit MansfieldArtsCenter.org for more information on upcoming exhibitions and classes and workshops offered. And cicadas are coming, but not to Richland County, by Monroe Trombley. Much has been said about the billions of periodical cicadas that will crawl from underground this spring in the Midwest and on the East Coast. While most of southwest Ohio will be inundated sometime this month with the winged red-eyed and black cicada-bodied bugs, Richland County will be spared from their mating chorus, which can be as loud as a nearby lawnmower. That's because the periodical cicadas that call Richland County home are part of Brood 5, which last emerged in 2016 and will appear again in 2033. Brood X is set to emerge in Ohio in mid to late May after 2 consecutive 80-degree days and soil temperatures reach 64 degrees Fahrenheit, according to Gene Kritsky, a leading periodical sci expert and entomologist at Mount St. Joseph University in Cincinnati. The X stands for 10. Kritsky clarified in an interview. I will tell you, Brood X sounds sexier, Kritsky said. I'm giving a talk at COSI in Columbus via Zoom, and they've titled my presentation The Brood X Files. Based on historical records, Brood X might appear in Morrow County, but they'll definitely be a short drive away in Delaware and Franklin counties. If spotted in Richland County, Kritsky encourages residents to submit photographs of the rare periodical to the app Cicada Safari. If verified, the photos will be posted to an online map. Periodical cicadas won't be confused with normal summer cicadas because they appear earlier in the year. They'll be singing late May into June, Kritsky said. By the time the summer cicadas come out, the periodical cicadas are usually dead. They don't overlap in calls. Kritsky, Dean of Behavior and Natural Science at Mount St. Joseph, has written 3 books on cicadas, including Periodical Cicadas, the Brood X edition, which has a chapter on major events that coincide with Brood X. For example, in 1783, we signed an agreement to end the Revolutionary War, and Revolutionary War soldiers stormed Independence Hall in Philadelphia for pay. The delegates at Independence Hall were so afraid that they fled to New Jersey, Kritsky said, pointing to how supporters of former President Donald Trump breached the U.S. Capitol earlier this year. They're bugs of history, he added. I find those kind of things interesting. And that concludes the reading of the Mansfield News Journal. My name is Pam. Thank you for having me in your home. Stay safe, be well, and as always, I wish you abundant blessings.